Enron was once a shining star in the business world. It started as a small natural gas company in 1985, but it quickly grew into a massive energy giant. By 2000, Enron was one of the biggest companies in America. People saw it as a model of success and innovation. But this success was built on lies. The Enron story is about greed and deception. It shows how powerful people can trick everyone. Even smart investors and watchdogs were fooled. The company's leaders used complex tricks to hide problems. They made Enron look much better than it really was. For years, no one knew the truth. When the truth came out, it shocked the world. Enron's fall was fast and hard. In just a few months, the company went from being worth billions to nothing. Thousands of workers lost their jobs and savings. Investors lost billions of dollars. It was one of the biggest business scandals in U.S. history. The Enron scandal changed how we look at big companies. It led to new laws about how businesses report their money. It made people trust big companies less. Even today, people still talk about Enron as a warning. It shows what can happen when business leaders care more about money than doing the right thing. Enron's rise was meteoric. It started as a merger between two gas companies in Houston, Texas. Kenneth Lay, the CEO, had big plans. He wanted to change how energy was bought and sold. Enron created new ways to trade energy like it was stocks. This was revolutionary at the time. It made the company a lot of money. In the 1990s, Enron grew rapidly. It expanded beyond just natural gas. The company got into electricity, water, and even internet services. Enron became known for its innovation. It hired the brightest minds from top schools. The company culture was aggressive and focused on making deals. Enron's stock price kept going up and up. By the late 1990s, Enron was everywhere. It was named America's most innovative company by Fortune magazine for 6 years in a row. Wall Street loved Enron. The company reported huge profits every year. It seemed like Enron could do no wrong. In 2000, its stock reached an all-time high of $90.75 per share. But not everything was as it seemed. Enron's success was partly real, but a lot was fake. The company used tricky accounting to make its numbers look better. It hid debts and losses in special companies. These tricks made Enron look much more profitable than it really was. For a while, it worked. Enron became the 7th largest company in the United States, but it was all built on a shaky foundation. At the heart of Enron's rise and fall were its leaders. Kenneth Lay was the founder and CEO. He was well connected in politics and business. Lay was known for his charm and vision. He turned Enron from a small company into a global powerhouse. But he also set the tone for the company's risky culture. Jeffrey Skilling joined Enron in 1990 and later became CEO. He was brilliant but aggressive. Skilling pushed for more and more growth. He created a cutthroat work environment. Employees were ranked and the bottom performers were fired each year. This made people desperate to show good results, even if they weren't real. Andrew Fastow was Enron's chief financial officer. He was the mastermind behind many of Enron's financial tricks. Fastow created complex structures to hide Enron's true financial state. He made the company look much richer and more stable than it was. For a while, he was praised for his financial wizardry. These leaders, along with others, created a culture of greed and deception at Enron. They pushed for higher stock prices at any cost. They rewarded risk-taking and punished those who questioned things. When problems arose, they chose to hide them rather than fix them. Their actions would eventually lead to Enron's spectacular downfall. Section 4. Unraveling the Scandal, Fraud, and Deception. The Enron scandal began to unravel in 2001. Some people started to ask questions about the company's complicated finances. Sharon Watkins, an Enron vice president, wrote a memo warning about accounting problems. But the company's leaders ignored her warnings. They kept telling everyone that Enron was doing great. In August 2001, Skilling suddenly quit as CEO. This made people suspicious. Then in October, Enron reported a huge loss of $618 million. It also admitted to overstating its profits by $586 million over the past 4 years. This news shocked investors. People started to realize that Enron's success was built on lies. As more details came out, the full extent of the fraud became clear. Enron had used special-purpose entities to hide billions in debt. It had inflated its profits using fake accounting tricks. The company had lied to its employees, investors, and the public for years. When the truth came out, Enron's stock price collapsed. By December 2001, Enron filed for bankruptcy. It was the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history at that time. Thousands of employees lost their jobs and life savings. Many had been encouraged to invest their retirement funds in Enron stock. Investors lost billions of dollars. The fall of Enron showed how corporate greed and fraud could hurt many innocent people. Section 5. Aftermath shockwaves through the business world. The collapse of Enron sent shockwaves through the business world. It wasn't just about one company failing. It revealed deep problems in how big companies were run and checked. People lost trust in corporate America. They wondered if other companies were also hiding bad things. This led to a crisis of confidence in the stock market. The government reacted quickly. In 2002, Congress passed the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This law made new rules for how companies report their finances. It made CEOs and CFOs personally responsible for their company's financial statements. The law also created a new agency to watch over accounting firms. These changes were meant to prevent another Enron-like scandal. Many people faced consequences for their roles in the Enron scandal. Kenneth Lay and Jeffrey Skilling were found guilty of fraud and conspiracy. Skilling went to prison for 12 years. Lay died before he could be sentenced. Andrew Fastow, the CFO, served 6 years in prison. The accounting firm Arthur Andersen, which had approved Enron's false statements, went out of business. The Enron scandal also changed how people think about business ethics. Many business schools started teaching more about ethics and social responsibility. Companies began to focus more on corporate governance. They wanted to show that they were honest and transparent. The fall of Enron became a cautionary tale taught in classrooms and boardrooms alike. Section 6. Lessons learned, Enron's lasting legacy. The Enron scandal left a lasting mark on American business. It taught us important lessons about corporate ethics and oversight. One key lesson was the danger of conflicts of interest. Enron's auditors, Arthur Andersen, were also its consultants. This made them less likely to report problems. Now, there are stricter rules about what services auditors can provide. Another lesson was the importance of independent oversight. Enron's board of directors failed to catch the fraud. They trusted the executives too much. Now, companies are expected to have more independent directors. These directors should ask tough questions and challenge the executives when needed. This helps protect shareholders and employees. The Enron scandal also showed the power of whistleblowers. Sharon Watkins tried to warn about problems at Enron, but she wasn't listened to. Now, there are better protections for people who report wrongdoing in companies. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act made it illegal to punish whistleblowers. This encourages people to speak up when they see something wrong. Perhaps the biggest lesson from Enron is the importance of ethical leadership. Enron's leaders put their own greed above everything else. They created a culture where cheating was okay if it made money. Today, there's more focus on ethical business practices. Companies know that doing the right thing is important for long-term success. The story of Enron serves as a powerful reminder of what can happen when leaders forget their moral responsibilities.